Well, actually, into today's video, we're going to have a look at March and April today, just see whether there's any signs of the very wet winter that we've had coming to an end as we move through into the spring. Bit of a experimental sort of look ahead, to be honest. These are experimental longer range models, but it'll be interesting to see what they're showing. Pattern update from the Beijing Climate Centre for the next month. We'll also have a look at the 500 millibar anomalies from the CFS model. Now, just want to explain why I'm not appearing on the camera today. I've got poorly eyes, so I've got the camera turned up. I hopefully you can hear me okay through the webcam microphone. Also want to say about the advertising. There's video ads on my page. Use at gazworthies.com. If you press play on the video ad, you'll be supporting gazworthies.com, and thanks very much for doing that. So, as I say, we've had the monthly update from the Beijing Climate Centre come through yesterday. We'll have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly prediction for the coming few weeks. These are broken down into 10-day periods. So the first 10 days will be taking us from the 16th to the 25th of February, and the blue colours here right over top of the country indicating a very big area of below average heights. That extrapolates to low pressure, so a very unsettled spell continuing through the next 10 days if the Beijing Climate Centre is right. And I think that is right, although I don't think it's going to be as bad as it has been through much of this winter. Nevertheless, it will still be on the unsettled side towards the end of the month. Quite a strong jet stream as well, with those tight lines coming across the Atlantic. So yeah, it's going to continue unsettled really for the rest of February. As we go through to March, and this takes us from the 10-day period from the 26th of March to the 7th, from the 26th of February to the 7th of March, well, we've still got the blue colours there, but the colours are lifting up, so it indicates that the trough is beginning to lift out of the country. We've got high pressure starting to develop in the mid-Atlantic, where the areas of low pressure have been spawning off the coast of Newfoundland. We've got above average heights beginning to set up. So that is a drier signal, I think, as we go to the very end of February and the start of March. It does indicate that the trough is starting to ease, beginning to lift out of the country a little bit, and the jet stream also starting to ease off as it comes into this area of above average heights. The jet stream will start to weaken as well. Nevertheless, there probably would still be some showery rain coming through at times with that anomaly. And then the next 10-day period, which is the last 10-day period we're going to look at, takes us from the 8th of March to the 17th of March. And it's really a continuation of the 10-day period we were just looking at, with an area of above average heights in the Atlantic gradually extending into the British Isles. So that's indicating that high pressure is starting to build through the Atlantic and pushing to the British Isles. The trough of low pressure is beginning to shift off to the south and go off up to the north. So that is a drier signal going out through into March, indication that high pressure, above average heights, high pressure will become increasingly influential through the course of March, with those areas of low pressure finally, the trough of low pressure finally starting to ease off quite a lot, and by the time we get through to the middle of March, that could be quite a dryish sort of signal, although even then still the south could be a little bit unsettled, and with that you could start to think about bringing down cooler sort of northerly or northeasterly winds, maybe even easterly winds, with the orientation of that pressure belt. So it may turn a bit cooler as we go through into the middle of March, like that high pressure is building in, but at least it would be drying out. What does the CFS model from United States say? These are the 500 millibar height anomalies for the next 3 months from the website weatherweb.net. You can find the link to weatherweb.net on my links page. So we'll start off with the anomaly for February, and well, again, the blue colours are there around into the west of the country, so a great big trough of low pressure through the course of February, churning away a very unsettled month. Of course, we know that's right because we're already over halfway through February, so an unsettled, very wet February again is going to be taking place. What does it show for March? Well, we have got that trough of low pressure still there to the northwest, but it is weaker through the course of March. We've got a bit of a build of high pressure in the Atlantic as well. That's sort of and we've got the trough of low pressure beginning to develop in the Mediterranean as well. That's sort of changing pattern, I think. We would start off with the anomaly very similar to what we had in February. I think as we progress through the month, the idea would be that this trough of low pressure up to the northwest becomes increasingly pushed up to the northwest, and this area of high pressure coming in from the Atlantic would have become more influential. So I think reading between the lines, it's quite a hard anomaly to predict, but reading between the lines, I think it's probably similar to what we see from the Beijing Climate Centre, with March becoming increasingly dry and probably high pressure getting more of an influence as we move through the month. And then as we go on into April, well, this is quite an interesting anomaly, because for April, CFS model is seeing quite a lot of northern blocking setting up over Greenland and Iceland, and we've got this trough of low pressure then in the Atlantic. The jet stream would be doing something like that, going around that ridge up to the northwest, around the northern blocking, and then diving southwards around the trough of low pressure. So we're probably on the cold side of the jet stream with that. We've got northern blocking up to the north. Not a particularly extensive trough, but if that trough was to become deeper, April could be quite a cold, wet month, to be honest. And we may have to start thinking about some late sort of wintry conditions through April, if that's right. That is quite extensive northern blocking that it's going for, with those yellow and orange colours up over Greenland. Quite a big area of high pressure. And that does tend to happen, actually, as you get these very mild winters, virtually snowless winters. Very often you'll find some blocking and colder conditions turning up either in March or in April. This is showing it potentially getting quite blocked over Greenland in April. So that'll be one to keep an eye on, see how that progresses. But for March, I think we are looking probably at quite a changeable start, but I think it will dry out, hopefully. Will extend the ridge of high pressure in off the Atlantic. It will become more influential through the course of the month. We will see an end to the stormy conditions. I think we've already probably seen an end to the stormy conditions, guys. I don't think we're going to get one of those sort of low pressures bombing out in the Atlantic for the foreseeable future. And hopefully, as we go into March, we'll find high pressure beginning to extend in off the Atlantic. May turn it cooler, but should turn it drier. Then we possibly have to look out, and I say possibly because it's very experimental, but we possibly have to look out for a cold and potentially wet month with the risk of some wintry conditions at times in April. We'll see how it all pans out. I've got the spring forecast coming up at the weekend, of course, so we will see how it all pans out. Hope you found the video interesting. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.